Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pokemon tier list thing. It's been a little bit since the last one because Christmas. Doing other stuff. Alright, so just to go over it again. S is like very favorites, A is really good, B is pretty good, C is I don't care about it that much, and D is I kinda don't like it. And so far I haven't had any need to have an F tier on any of these because there's not really any that I despise. At worst, the Pokemon designs kind of, I don't like them much. There's nothing where I think like the games would just be absolutely better off if it didn't exist. Well, first up we have Turtwig, who is like S tier. Same with his evolution, Throttle and Torterra. Chimchar's pretty cool in B tier, same with Monferno. Infernape's really cool, A tier. Piplup is probably B tier along with Prinplup, and then Empoleon is A tier. Starly and Staravia are S tier, and then Staraptor is A tier. Bidoof is C tier, Bibarel is A tier. And then Kricketot is like one of the... I love bug type Pokemon, you've probably seen that a lot, but the Kricketot line is like one of the only ones I don't care too much about. So I put Kricketot in C tier and Kricketune in B tier. Sorry if there's noise in the background, I'm recording much earlier than I did the last few of these. Then Shinx is probably like B tier. He's pretty good. Then we have Luxio, who is B tier as well. Luxray is honestly like almost S tier, but I think I'll put him in A tier. Budu is B tier, and then Roserade is S tier. Easy. Cranidos is C tier, and Rampardos is B tier. Shieldon is B tier, and so is Bastiodon. Burmy is like S tier. I love Burmy. Wormadam is A tier, still really good. Motham's S tier. Combee is B tier, and Vespiquen is A tier. Pachirisu is C tier. Weasel is A tier, and Floatzel is A tier. Floatzel is a bit lower than Weasel, though. I don't know if it's like high B or low A right now. I think I gotta put it in high B, actually. Cherubi is C tier. Cherrim, I don't really care about the closed form, but the open one right here is pretty cool. The closed one would probably be C tier, but if we're counting this as the open one, it's B tier then. Shellos, both the East and West Seas are pretty close to each other in my opinions. Like, they'd still be in the same tiers. I think I like the blue one a little bit better though. Shellos is B tier, and so is Gastrodon. Ambipom is A tier. Drifloon is C tier, and Drifblim is B tier. Buniri is C tier, and Lopunny is B tier. Mismagius is like S tier. Honchkrow is A tier. Glameow is A tier, and Perugly is B tier. Chingling is C tier. Oh, Stunky and Skuntank take her backwards here. Let me just. Now, I'll just do Stunky first. Stunky is B tier, and so is Skuntank. Actually, Stunky's A tier, and Skuntank's B tier. Next is Bronzor is B tier, and so is Bronzong's C tier, actually. Bonsly is C tier. Mime Jr. is C tier, and then Happiny is D tier. Chatot is B tier. Spiritomb is B tier, but a bit overrated if I do say so myself. Gible is C tier. Gabite is B tier, and Garchomp's A tier. Munchlax is B tier. Riolu is B tier, and Lucario's A tier. Hippopotas, I hope I said that right, is B tier, and Hippowdon is B tier. Scorpy is S tier, and Drapion is A tier. Krogunk is like C tier, but Toxicroak is A tier. Honestly, maybe almost S tier, it's like really high A tier. Carnivine's B tier. Finneon is probably C tier, and Luminion is B tier. Mantike is like B tier. Snover is A tier, and Abomasnow is B tier. Weavile is B tier. Magnezone is like S tier. Licky is C tier. Rhyperior is A tier. Tangrowth is B tier. Electivire is B tier. Magmortar is A tier. Let's see, it's getting a little bit crowded. Let's zoom it out. There we go. Togekiss is C tier. Yanmega is S tier. Leafeon is S tier. Glaceon is C tier. Maybe B tier, I don't know. Gliscor is A tier. Mamoswine is A tier. Porygon Z is A tier. Glucolade is A tier. Lots of A tier evolutions for old Pokemon. Yeah. And then let's zoom out one more time. And then Probopass is honestly A tier. I don't know what it is about this goofy thing, but I love it. And then next up is Dusknoir is B tier. Frostlass is B tier. And then they have all the Rotom forms separately here. Rotom Fan. Like, all the Rotoms are gonna be pretty similar. I put the Fan one in, like, B tier, same with Fridge and Heat. Rotom Mo is probably A tier, washes back down to B tier, and then regular Rotom is A tier. Then, oh yeah, and if they add Rotom Pokédex and Rotom Phone here, Rotom Pokédex would be D tier, honestly, maybe even F tier, and then Rotom Phone would be C tier. Uxie is B tier, same with Mesprit. Azelf is A tier though. Dialga is honestly bordered on S tier. I don't know if I'll put in A or S. Palkia, I know I want to put in S though. Heatran is A. Regigigas is S. Giratina, they're both S, but I will say I really prefer Origin. Honestly, Altered Form when he's on all fours is more a high A, like right next to Dialga, and then Origin is the one I really love. I love Origin Giratina. If Origin didn't exist, he'd probably just be A tier for me, but Origin Giratina is an easy S tier. Cresselia is A tier. Fione is B tier, and so is Manaphy. Darkrai is S tier. This generation probably has the best legendaries in the entire series. And then Gen 5 is also really solid. Shaman is A tier in both forms, and Arceus S tier. Alright, so there's my list of the Gen 4 Sinnoh Pokemon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if these ranking videos are pretty fast. I usually don't have a whole lot to say about each individual thing. That's the reason it's a tier list and not like a top 10 or something where I actually have to formulate my thoughts on things, because usually all I can say is, it's a good design, I like it, or, oh, this is one of my childhood favorites. Something like that. Actually, despite how many Gen 4 Pokemon I really like, the only Gen 4 game I've played is Soul Silver. I still haven't played Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. As a kid, I always wanted Pearl because Palkia was my favorite. As I've gotten older, I think I like Giratina a bit more, and also, having more knowledge on Gen 4, Platinum looks like the way better game overall for just having more stuff in it, more Pokemon, more than 2 fire types, more of the teams actually make sense for the trainers. Someday I want to get a copy of Platinum, it looks really good. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next video, where we rank Unova. Well, I might make some videos between this and that, but the next tier list is ranking Unova.